What's going on today, guys? Welcome to Southern Hike. I'm Taylor, and today we're going to talk about the easiest and cheapest and free way to keep your backpack dry through any type of storm when you're out there in the woods. Guys, one of the biggest things you always worry about is my gear going to stay dry when I go out on a big trip? If I'm out there for 3 or 4 days, you know, some areas you just don't know what the weather's going to do. If you're up in the Rockies and Sierras, you don't know if any kind of rainstorm could hit you at any time. So you just want to make sure your gear stays dry. Now, one of the biggest things is a lot of packs you get today, you know, full-size backpacks that are 65 liters or so up. Even the smaller day packs, as you've seen in one of our reviews before, the Osprey day packs have a raincoat on them that is like a cover you can buy to go over the top, or excuse me, it actually comes with the actual pack, and you pull it from the bottom, cover up the entire pack, and you're good to go. For the most part, that will really keep your pack dry for the entire day or whatever storm you got going on. It basically wraps over the top, so I'm going to show you in a minute the one that comes with this Osprey pack I use, and then it'll cover your whole pack up. But there's a lot of packs out there that don't come with one, especially if you're on a budget trying to get something a little cheaper. They'll be able to carry your gear that you need something to kind of cover it up, but you're going to have to buy it separately. Now, there's some options out there to buy covers for them, but today I want to talk to you about an almost free way, I would say almost free way of actually keeping your gear dry. It will not cost you any more money. If you own a home, I promise you already have this item. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you what the one comes with this will do and how it covers over the top, and it comes with this pack, and I'm going to show you the way to do it if you don't have this option ready. So a lot of Osprey's bags already come with a rain cover built into the bottom of the pack. Now, as you see in this bag here, I've already got my tent, I've got my sleeping bag, I've got a pillow, and I've also got my Nemo sleeping pad in here. I don't have any of my kitchen supplies like clothes or extra clothes in there, or any extra food or gear I would bring with me. But this also has my chair on here too, my Helinox chair. Pretty much the main parts that are going to take up the majority of the room in the pack are on here. So this one actually here, just like my Osprey day pack, the Cyrus or the Stratos, it comes with a rain cover on it. And this is actually very handy, especially if you're going through just a small shower, or if you just need something to quick put on there if there's like a mist in the air. This can handle a pretty good downpour on top of it, not for a long time. The biggest concern is make sure it doesn't run into down your back and actually get on the pack. But see, the cover that comes with it actually covers the pack pretty well, and it does really well. I've actually had to use this a couple times already, but for the most part, it's a great option. A lot of these packs have these. Now, the main point of this video is to talk about what if I don't have this cover? Do I need to buy one? You know, what's the best suggestion to keep my gear dry? Because nobody wants to be in the woods with wet gear. It leads to a miserable time and a miserable night sleeping. So let me show you an easy, free option to handle this. So I'm gonna put this back. Everything in here. So, and I'm gonna take everything out. Take all my gear out here. Alright. Now I've got rather large stuff here. This is definitely not an ultralight setup, so you can definitely go a lot smaller as far as weight, or it won't take up as much room. So I've got everything out, and let me show you the secret trick is to take a trash bag. Your regular kitchen trash bag, I think this is like a 13-gallon bag. Make sure to get one. Don't, you know, I wouldn't suggest buying something really cheap. You want to get something that's more of like the Force Flex or the Glad bags that are pretty strong. That way it doesn't rip real easy on you, especially if you got tent, you know, stakes in there and stuff like that. You don't want it to poke it. And that's the one thing that actually is still in here is this. I don't really worry about getting this wet. I mean, honestly, it's just metal in here, aluminum. It's not that big of a deal. But you want to keep your sleeping bag and stuff dry. So you just run this in here like a liner, and the tricky part is not pushing it down while you're trying to put it in here and then put the gear in here. So just take it. I'm doing a bad job of packing this right now, but just want to show it as an example. So that's my sleeping bags in. Next would go the tent. And you could do a bigger bag. It would give you more room. Honestly, I would really actually suggest that if you could go even bigger, maybe like, I think like a 26 gallon, but then still put my pad, then my pillow. And you want to go bigger because you want to be able to put clothes in there too, and you could put another one in the top with your clothes. But see how fast that was to be able to just put that in there, and then bring, let's see, yeah, bring your drawstrings together, you know, being cautious not to tear, you know, and then tie it all in. I'm not gonna I don't want to use this bag up, so I'm not gonna fully tighten it, but make sure everything's in there secure. And that's it. Now I've just waterproofed my gear. Yes, my bag will get wet. You're right. But what needs to stay dry will stay dry in there, and everything will be ready to go. Now I didn't put my stakes in there. I was just using this as an example because probably I would suggest going and putting the stakes in there first. That way you don't, when you push the stakes in there, you don't tear the bag. And that's it. It's all in there, ready to go. And this can get wet. Now this is also my, seat, but this actually stays pretty dry even if it gets wet. It's not a big concern to me because honestly, the heeling nut stays pretty dry even when it's been in the rain. I've been there, done that kind of thing, so I'm not concerned about that. You can also have a second bag to keep your gear. And kitchen stuff's not that big of a deal. Now if you got some foods that have paper and stuff in them, you got to be careful of that kind of stuff. That's the cheap way to do it if you don't have a cover. It's super light. It'll work. You want to use good bags, but it'll be a great option. That's it. That is a hack. That was a one way of doing it without spending any money to keep your gear, dry. I don't say it's the most durable option, but it's also if you need to save a buck and you really want to go out there, if you're just doing an overnight trip and you don't know if there's potential for rain or even a couple nights, if you got a good trash bag, it'll work great. Make sure not to get a scented one. I can actually smell this one right now because this is a scented bag. I don't personally use this option all the time, but I've used it before when I didn't have my rain cover. When I bought this pack, it already had the cover for it, so I've been using it now and it's worked pretty well. But I wanted to give you this option. That way, if you didn't have that option and you knew there was potential for rain, you would also have an option for it. Make sure to make sure to comment any questions or suggestions. If you've got a way that you use to keep your gear dry, please put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. And make sure to put any suggestions in the below of any future videos we can do. Guys, we thank you for all the subscribers that have come and joined and been a part of me and Rachel, and we are so thankful that you want to hear more knowledge about the stuff we know about backpacking and traveling, and that we hope we can continue to bring you good details and gear reviews and things like that. And I hope you're making it well through all of this 2020 pandemic stuff as we continue to work our way through and hopefully be back in the woods soon. Thank you for watching and have a great day.